Can you give the negatives? Yeah, there's loads of negatives. Because there always is. Everything has balance. And I'm going to list the negatives on the website, like we do the banker. I'm not here to sell you the dream. So what are the negatives? The negatives are you'll take loads of losses. I've shown that on the accounts. There'll be loads of times where we take losses. That's one of the key parts of the strategy, because those losses are far lower than the winners. So if by default we've got a lower win rate but a really high risk to reward, that's what makes the strategy work the best. You're going to have to just get used to taking them smaller losses. And those losses can be as big or as small as you control and set them to be. What are the other downsides? You could change that dynamic and have a lower risk to reward and have a higher win rate. However, it will be less profitable. There's no point in having a really profitable strategy if you can't let it play out. So what do I mean by that? Well, there's no point in having a 10 to 1R on gold, on trading and FP, and you haven't got the discipline or the resilience to letting that trade play out. The emotions at play of seeing some candles come back. I've shared them on my stories over the last few months, right? Is this going to hit TP? And it does. I think literally all of them did bar one. And the one that didn't, because the other ones did, showed that decision of just letting them run is the best one. So many people could say, oh, you need a trailing on this or stops to entry. Bollocks, in my opinion. Let the trades play out. Otherwise, you're over managing positions and you can't see true data when you over manage positions. And how many times have you seen the price action of a pair come back to tag where the sellers were for it to tank even more? We've all been caught out by that. I would rather be at peace with the fact that I've left it. And if it hits and I've given some profit back, I give some profit back. All them people that say you should never give profit back when you were in it, that's fine. They probably not traded another way that lets them see how that trade would have played out without letting fear dictate them over managing their positions, which is my view. So yeah, that's one. You're going to lose more trades than you win. Yeah. But your losses are going to be smaller than your winners, far smaller. Slippage happens. It's like going swimming and getting wet and moaning that you've got wet, but you went swimming. Slippage in high volatility news happens. So you see it in your back test. You know, instead of losing 1%, I've lost 2% slippage. That's why choosing when to trade and how to set that up can be a factor. Like not trading bang on the news release, you're trading before, you're trading after, a good few minutes either way. But you will still potentially get slippage at times. And it's just making sure that you've set the right risk and you understand how the EA is going to trade to make sure that, you know, you've got that covered. So that's just the cost of business and the cost of trading news. Likewise, it can work the other way for you as well. So there are upsides to that. And that volatility, that movement, and how that's going to help really drive quite an insane pound for pound strategy. If you look at the amount of trades that the News EA takes, the amount of days it's in the market, and the profit it generates versus any other strategy you'll probably come up against, you can't really not have that in your toolbox, in my opinion, because pound for pound, it ticks all them boxes. So hopefully that helps.